Okay, so this is my initial sketch. I'm going to be using metallic and regular pastels. And then I have made a rough sketch here. There's some roses and like a very long vase. I haven't completely decided yet where I'm going with it, but I have a general idea. And so I've just put in a few of the darker colors first, and just so you know, like, this is oil pastels, you have to blend them out. So I've done just a very light outline, and I'm gonna blend those in. It'll get darker later when I really get into adding heavy color. I just want to get I'm blocking the painting right now with darks. I like to get my darks in first with oils. It's very different than watercolors or painting with a brush. But with a brush I tend to put the darks in first as well. This kind of just gives me a rough outline of my painting. I'll go in later. I'm gonna go in later, but you see how this kind of blending happens. And I do find it more difficult to control when I'm using a paper towel than a brush, because with a brush, you know, it's shaped a certain way, and the paper towel I'm having to like narrow it down. But this is how you blend them, or with your fingers. And I do some blending with my fingers. I do some with little tools around, like the ends of brushes or the end of a glass bottle. I mean, whatever you use. You have to press just hard enough to get it to blend, but without breaking through the canvas. So this was just like a little rough sketch. We're obviously just beginning this painting, but you can see already it's starting to look like a painting, just with that little bit. So this is and I'm just holding the camera in my hand because I'm actually at an exhibit right now, like on location, and so I don't have my tripod with me so that I could hold it still. Sorry about that. But I just thought you might be interested to see how these things start. So, and I will come back. I mean, there's some noise in the background, sorry. We're live. So you can see just a little, just adding those little touches. You know, you can see where these roses are gonna go, just because I've added some of these darker ones in here. I'm gonna put some shadows down below, right? We have dogs. We're dog friendly here. You know, put my table in. Hi, so I'm back. And so now I'm starting in with the roses. And now this is actually a metallic. These are by Mungio. And I'm using kind of a deep, it's like a deep lavender kind of color. And all I did here was I'm just gonna these are gonna get blended in later. I actually want these roses to be very light, but I want to get some contrast in first. In fact, I'm even going to put some at the base of these because you really want them to pop out. I think it was, you know, it's make your darks darker and your lights lighter. That was the advice I got once. I forget where, but it's true if you want contrast. So I'm putting these darks in first. And I'm just drawing them in to see where these pencil marks are. I'm just adding some just to define my roses, because those are the tips and I'm going to blend in. Right, so that's just one color. I'm going to definitely add more colors later. And so I'm just gonna, I've folded this paper towel very, very small. and then just go in. I'm live on location, actually. I'm just going in and doing a quick blend. I could use like a little tool. I think my fingers are too big. I don't want to. I'm just trying to put some shadows in here in this rose. I'm actually holding the camera in my hand because I don't have a tripod. But you can see how it's starting to look like a painting. So this is Oil Pastels. I like to have a little of whatever color I'm using in my painting. So if there's a little extra, I'm going to just add it in here. We're going to come back to that later, but it adds something here. All right, and we'll be back. Okay, so I've actually added white into the roses, and then also now like a very pale yellow, a little magenta, and a pale pink, and a little of this like very pale, almost like a creamsicle orange color. I'm gonna lighten these roses up later, but I really want to get my shadows in. So this is how it looks now. It's very messy, but we're gonna try and hold this still. But as you can see, I'm just really gonna smear all these colors together. It is a long process. It looks very messy, I know, but you'll see. It's gonna look really pretty later. You just have to keep blending them and blending and blending, and then adding a new color and blending it. So once I smeared them all together, it lost the definition, which is fine. I'm building it up one layer at a time. So I basically blended all of this with paper towels, and then it just looked like big circles with shadows in them. And now I'm coming back in. I came back in with this kind of deeper pinky red color, and just put those in, and then I'm gonna smear them in more because, you know, roses are darker in the middle. And then I'm gonna blend it out until it's more white. Look from far away. You see light roses in a light base. I mean, look at that. From right here, it looks done almost. Hi, so I'm back. So you see how I'm blending these in now? Those extra pieces, and I darkened these up. There's like 3 or 4 different colors in there. And I'm putting these shadows for the roses. So these aren't done yet, and these are getting done. You can see the overall effect. It's really nice. It's like pulling those roses out. And I also use like a very light gray and a light blue in here, mixed with a little darker gray.